working twice as hard for something you already got. Another orange morning, it's time to show. Another orange morning, it's time to grow. Another orange morning, let the updates flow. Another orange morning, you already know. Friends are coming through the door. Wheels are spinning on the floor. We don't know what we don't know. That's the only way to grow. Another orange morning, it's time to show. Another orange morning, it's time to grow. Another orange morning, let the updates flow. Another orange morning, you already know. What you're looking for is in your hand, been there all along. Pour another cup and pull a chair. Sing along. Another orange morning, it's time to show. Another orange morning, it's time to grow. Another orange morning, let the updates flow. Another orange morning, you already know. Hey! Hey!
Good morning, HubSpot Nation. Welcome to another orange morning. It is Wednesday. We have some orange on, and it is July 1st, 2026, second half officially beginning. Casey, Zach, how do we feel about that?
Happy Q3.
Happy Q3.
They had a good
Well,
good
Did we finish strong, folks, on the end of Q2? Did we hit
Yes.
all of our numbers?
11th hour came in with the deal that we were waiting
go.
for, and we'll see. Now we get the hard part.
Yep. Oh, we certainly have some interesting updates to talk about, is one way to put it.
I got really excited about one of them, and then I wasn't excited about it.
Oh,
Just
let's
based on
start-
the name, I got excited. I got excited.
Let's start with that one then. Which one was that?
It was the HubSpot teamwork.
okay. I wanted to read that one.
You can go for that
First-
one. Yeah, I think it's cool. I just thought it was like a better integration with like teamwork.com and something like that, because that's what we use for our project management. But it's still pretty cool. Just selfishly, it wasn't as cool for me.
Right. Yeah. It's interesting that because your framing started that way, you were definitely you feel like it's a lot less cool than it actually is. Sounds like
it is cool.
I watched the Loom. First of all, what is it? Teamwork is an AI first workspace inside HubSpot where your team and AI agents can organize, manage, and automate work together, all while connected to smart CRM.
Why does it matter? A lot of the work that surrounds your customer relationships, onboarding new clients, coordinating campaigns, planning events, managing launches, happens outside your CRM. Scattered across disconnected tools, when work lives separately from your customer data, context gets lost, handoffs break down, and there's no way for agents to step in and move things forward on your behalf. Teamwork brings that operational work inside HubSpot because it's connected to your CRM. The people, deals, and campaigns you're working on stay in context. Agents can do the heavy lifting, setting reminders, generating summaries, answering questions, taking action while you're away. So your team can stay focused on customers instead of I forgot how to talk today. Customers instead of the coordination work around them. You watched a Loom. I'm not quite sure I understand what this does.
It's
It looks like a project
software
management
category in one place. Like if you watch the Loom, And like, I love it when they get the positioning like dead on, like, so your team can stay focused on customers instead of the coordination work around them. So imagine any system that you use to coordinate and administrate these systems of data, whether it be project management, CRM, uh, like content related stuff, uh, scheduling. Like the video was pretty mind blowing, I'll say, and resonated with me because I'm trying to, and in some cases, successfully build this kind of workspace for me, right? Which doesn't always translate well to coordinating with others in any way. So seeing this inside of HubSpot is pretty amazing to think about. I always thought they were in the best position to solve
So
for this.
since you
Right.
watched the video, like, is it only for like your portal, your users, or is there external sharing or collaborating or anything?
I'd say it looks to be like inside of your
That's
own
what my
HubSpot portal,
assumption was. Yeah.
right?
Because like
Um,
immediately, like when I'm like, I got excited and I was like, and I got excited again, but then I was like scared because I'm like, does this mean that I have to now, like I have an opportunity to maybe consolidate tech stack and like do something, but that's gonna be more work because like I have to go through that pain to do it. But whatever, it's probably worth it. And then I immediately went to, well, we need to share some of our stuff with clients and other people outside of HubSpot, and I was kind of curious at that. But it seems
right.
like it's geared more internal, which is, I mean, still looks like I'm excited to watch this video.
Yeah.
Do you have a deep dive, Chris, for
I mean,
today?
this should definitely be it.
Okay.
uh,
Maybe we could watch the video. Is that crazy? Is that a crazy idea?
No, I definitely think we should.
Okay. Let's do that.
Uh,
Circle back season.
yeah. So on to the next one, and then we come back to the video.
Sure.
Yeah,
Right.
we'll deep dive at the
Okay.
end. Yeah, that was my vision.
Let's-
But
Okay. Custom signals,
I was just looking at
buyer
that one.
intent,
Yeah.
now cost money.
that's the update. But now everybody has access, right? That's the two.
But one of the most valuable things I think you could be spending your credits on, if not the most valuable thing. What is it? You know what, Zach? Your business isn't generic, and your signals shouldn't be either. You can now create custom signals using plain language, from hiring announcements to RFP filings to product launches. Describe what matters to your business. Will surface companies that match with every source cited. The best part, custom signals work everywhere with segments, workflows, lead scoring, reporting, and more. Trigger automations off the buying moments you define.
Why does this matter? Starting today, you can now do the following: track niche specific triggers, whether you're watching K-12 board meetings, vendor RFPs, partnership announcements, hiring on a specific team, or any other buyer queue specific to your business. Describe it in a sentence and we'll start tracking. Sharpen standard signals. Don't just track all funding signals. Create a signal for Series A funding for a green tech startup, mentioning sustainability on their homepage. Arm sales with a reason to call. Give your reps high fidelity outreach signals that indicate a real immediate need for your specific product or service. Create efficiency and consolidation. Replace manual searches and third-party tools with a single CRM native agentic intent solution. Chris and I have a client that we're working on. Chris is mostly working on setting this up for. But I just remember showing this to their team, and multiple people on their team were like, this feels illegal. Like, this is how good the like information is. So I mean that to say the information is so good, people are genuinely feeling like it's illegal, but it's not, because it's just data that people like. It's
you can find it, it just
you
take
can
a lot
find
more
it.
work.
Exactly. Like it would be
Right. If you're hanging out on LinkedIn like you're supposed to be, sales rep, you would be seeing these signals directly, and you could just go and comment and react to it and start a conversation, right? Since you might have other priorities, marketing can now see those signals for you, share them with you, and now you're still going to need to go back to LinkedIn and do the thing if that's where the signal happened, but you won't have to spend all your time there. And like this kind of thing, especially if you're into scoring, and Casey and Riley and I have been talking
If you're
about.
a person who's into scoring.
Well, we had an interesting conversation with Riley yesterday. It's like, at the very least, because there's just so much infrastructure. Like, if you're doing scoring, you have done a ton of work to do it right. And you need to at least be aware that these signals exist, that you can get this kind of data inside of HubSpot now. And the first thing you should do is not figure out how to shove it into your scores. Because some of these signals, like literally it says, like trigger automations off the buying moments you define. So if you can get together with your sales team and say, hey, if we see this signal, like this company that we care about gets certified in the exact way that we care about companies getting certified, and we see that signal, like we don't need to call it 70 points, 80 points, like here, have it. Like if you saw that right in front of you at an event, you would go talk to that person and you would have a deal right in front of you. Right. So I think that's challenge too here is, helping folks understand that let's not overthink these, but we do have to talk to our sales team in a way that's like, hey, is there a different way that we can put you in a position to act like on these signals, right? So looking forward to that kind of conversation in a little bit. It's fun to have marketing and sales on the same call, Zach,
I do enjoy that alignment.
I copied the link when we opened this up because I have many clients that have credits they're not using, like a tale as old as time. And one client in particular wants to use Customer Agent, but as great as Customer Agent is, it does take a little bit of time and effort to get set up. This is a much lower lift to get our to start using those credits. But one thing I'm thinking about, and for anyone that might be wondering about using this, really you just have to answer two questions. One is, what are the companies you want to track? And if you're just testing it out, that might be the 10 companies you want to work with. The client I'm thinking of does music licensing. So for them, I'm like, all right, let's monitor Netflix and Disney and, those types of business, other things like that. Let's think of 10. And then what do we want to monitor? And for those, like, are they in early developments of something meaningful, I guess? Which is really, really hard to know for those companies specifically. But those are the two questions you want to know, I think, is what are 10 companies that you're interested in working with? And then what are the early signals for those companies?
I got to say, it's pretty cool too that like it recommends signals for you based on your ICP. Like I was just looking through, and I'm like, wow, these things are really relevant to what I'm doing. Like oh no, these are recommendations based on your company and ICP. That's great.
Yeah. I've been able to do stuff like like AS9100 accreditation. Like those kinds of industrial and manufacturing that are very like specific, but everybody's putting it up on a website. They're not trying to hide it. Like it's again, it's not if anybody, it's the kind of thing like you might pay a specific role or like an industrial, like a research firm, like to just go and find the websites where they have the badge and then you confirm the badge. All that stuff is what you can easily pick up on. And the suggestions have been great as well. The one thing that changed and to be aware of, like now that they're live, is that I think HubSpot recognizes the value of this data, and it is 50 credits per custom signal per company.
And they
Right.
were, what was it, 10 before?
So there's
Or what
all
was
of the non-custom ones. So
Right.
there's still like 20 plus
right?
that are coming
Yep,
out of the
standard
box,
ones.
right? So the choice to track a company for signals of any kind is 10 credits,
That's what I thought. Okay. Yep.
and then it's 50 on top of that. So, but there's not
50 cents.
Yeah, there's nothing like it. Like you just have to talk to your sales team. Like this is not something that marketing can go do.
It's like we just
Like-
rewound back to like, the early 1900s. Like, hey, kid, you want 50 cents to go do some prospecting and research for me? It's like, it's the cheapest, least expensive, right?
Yeah.
Like in terms of how much time, a person would take to do this kind of stuff
Right.
for 50 cents. It's like,
Yeah.
it should be an easy conversation.
It's powerful. So good to see that. And that team's working hard. And it's like, just because it's a custom signal now doesn't mean that they don't see 100 people doing it. And then all of a sudden it's a standard signal, right? They're going to keep working on it. They're working on it. Like, so that Breeze has a great understanding. We've already seen the ability for Breeze to look at a list of like 100 companies with signals and get very good at telling you about which companies have which signals, which ones you should care about, those kinds of things. So very, very powerful.
That's cool. I just set up a custom signal and tested it out, and it nailed it.
Yep. It's auto magical to the nth degree. Another one I'm interested in here is unified marketing asset management.
I saw that one too.
What is it? Unified asset management allows you to view and manage all assets in a single place. To get access to this beta, please schedule a 15 to 30 minute walkthrough with our product team here, which I have one of those later today.
I was going to say, like, Chris
Nice.
already has it on the calendar.
Why does this matter? Marketers often work across many different asset types and campaigns, which today means navigating through many different tabs in HubSpot. With unified marketing asset management, you can now view these assets and campaigns in one place. Do they have a screenshot? They do not. That's fine.
The word marketing, so important here. It's all about Marketing Studio and just the ability to go in there and literally select from any kind of asset that's in HubSpot. Like it's never been easier to make sure that you have things associated.
Bulk
together.
select too is kind of cool.
Yeah. So I'm interested to see if, like, because I've stumbled into this recently with trying to help people stand up like Marketing Studio and campaigns, and against our data models, it's a lot of fun because it's literally lifecycle marketing to the whole, like everything, like get all the assets in here, like they all matter, and you can build that entire like communications map, basically, like across emails, across sequences, workflows, like all the things that you're using to manage your customer communication and data. And it's been like they got some pretty nice interfaces in there. That's like, here's all the different asset types, select the boxes. So pretty cool.
I think I'll have to schedule a meeting.
Indeed. Anything else on our list?
No, just that one, the sunset of the Breeze mobile app.
Major
Yep.
update.
Yeah, so like, you used to have like the mobile app, then there was a separate Breeze mobile app, and now they're like, hey, that doesn't make any sense, and it's integrated now just into the standard mobile app. So if you were hooked on having a separate Breeze app, then sorry to tell you, but your life just got easier.
Indeed. This always felt like they have to proof of concept in this way first. But ever since they brought it into like the main HubSpot mobile app, it's so good over there. Like it's Breeze Assistant is just getting really, really good.
Yeah, it's getting a lot better.
Yeah, excited for George's webinar that he's doing later this month. With basically, will it Breeze? That's not what it's called, but hey, Breeze can do that, I think is what it's called. So yeah. And how easy is it to start clicking over here on Breeze Assistant and having conversations? Okay. Deep dive time. Nothing else over here that we want to mention?
Signals.
We were in a teamwork.
Oh, teamwork. That's what I meant.
We already snuck in.
Oh man,
dive on signals.
Like I told you guys before the call, my vacation started last night.
Okay, I think I have to share my screen in a different way.
In a nursing home now.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Okay. Oh my gosh, Frank. Okay. Everything's fine.
Hey everyone, my name's Taylor. I want to show you a few basics around how to use Teamwork. Now, the product can be used for lots of different use cases. We have a use case library here where you can easily grab one of these prompts or the templates, and you can just get going by getting started, and it will scaffold the project, the table, the columns, the agents that you need to use, everything you need. But what I'm going to start with is just showing you a little bit around the product for building a webinar is our example here. Now, when you have the project here, you have all of the columns that you have. You can link out to things like campaign assets. You can assign it to people. We can comment to others to take a look at this, so fully collaborative. We can also create other columns and start to link things together, like maybe this is related to a deal or any CRM object you have in the product. So here we have the deal. We might type a WinStar, and we have access to full CRM data here as well. So you can start to tie your task and other operational work directly to any CRM object you have, and vice versa. It'll show up on that deal as well on the other side. The other things we can do is start to create new views and other things to filter this down. So we might do calendar view and everything kind of assigned to me. And we can save that as a new view. We can check these out, these tasks. We can see the description and the details and start to fill these out, adding files and adding comments and other things here. Remove that. When we come back to the table itself, we start to think about how we might work with this project. So let's say we want to finalize the topic and angle for this. So we might open this up in our AI assistant. We might ask it to, I'm looking for some ideas. Let's talk about AI workspaces, and I want you to build a document for me and then link that out. So the AI itself is able to kind of understand what you're kind of trying to do. The more context you give it, obviously, the better it will perform. And you can start to build these out. It can also has access to all of your CRM data natively. So you might not just search the web, you might be looking at all meeting notes, activity, calls, anything that you've added to the CRM. You can pull that in and search across, hundreds of those to maybe create a new document, build a task plan against a strategic account or other things like that.
Wow.
It's insane to think about.
I just saw the fire go up in the comments there.
The document, we'll go and jump into that. But you can see here, we can actually go through multiple conversations that are happening. And so you can work on these in parallel. You could start on a task, let AI run, switch to another task, and you can easily switch between these different chats that are happening. So we can see here, this is opened up, and we have our document here, which has gone and researched a few webinar angles. I might want to comment to somebody. I might want to edit from here. So, this is great. that one. Probably mark that out rather than get rid of it. Yeah, so you can fully use documents. Those are available on the left-hand side here. So we can place all those documents and add that. We can, of course, update the status and owner and other things there. And then the last thing that I want to show you is actually being able to build an agent itself. So an agent is something that you can give different tasks to. And so for here, we're just doing simple reminders and other things, but it's very open-ended in how you might do this. So let's say for that same webinar idea and that project, I want to add a weekly review on Monday at 9 a.m. to review the status.
All right, I'm just going to retire now.
As you create that to the agent, it's going to create a document. It will run that every day at 9 a.m.
Oh my God, this is cool.
Project. So to recap, kind of the use of the tables themselves to do things around webinars or other use cases. You can then use documents for unstructured data. You can chain all of that together by using agents to run automation, using LLMs to do web search, to look at CRM activity and make judgment calls and fill in information and act on your behalf even when you're not there. And you can use this for a lot of different use cases. So excited to see what you built. Hope you enjoyed. Bye.
Thank you, Taylor.
Hope you enjoyed that 44 seconds that you saved.
Oh my God, that was better than my cup of coffee this morning.
Yes. Give me your unfiltered thoughts, Zach. Besides you need to retire now.
WTF, because I thought that I was going to just turn my HubSpot brain off for the next couple of days and drink some beer, light some fireworks off, barbecue. But like now my family's going to be like, where's Zach? He's supposed to be spending time with the family. And I'm going to be in here like, playing with these new betas. No, that the agentic stuff really, I think opens up just there's so much of these small little tasks, death by 1,000 little tasks to get, to do to run all this stuff. And then, I think about just as a HubSpot partner, when it comes to, just the onboarding example, right? We do a lot of this, like we have our onboarding checklists and we have our, project plans and a lot of the stuff that's been, templates that have been created and things that we can fire up, faster than we could before, and we use teamwork.com for that. And there are some integrations with HubSpot, but it's the context. I think, I keep on saying the C word, context is, what is missing in a lot of these third-party tools, and again, you can connect them better and better, and you have more capabilities to do that now, but why, if you have it right there and it's native, it's just going to be so much easier and better. So I'm looking, immediately at, okay, well, how do we incorporate some of this potentially into our workflows? Where does it make sense? Where does it not make sense? Where, because there still needs to be some kind of a handoff between the systems. Like I said earlier, the one missing piece is like, well, when we create these project plans and we have our all of our activities in there with time estimates and delivery dates and who owns what, a big chunk of that is not our team, right? It's like we're keeping our clients organized with what their activities are. And so that's where I would say I wish it was easier to kind of include the rest of the world in some of these things, and so you can collaborate more, because a lot of it does, when you're managing projects, it's not just your team. Like there are multiple companies involved, there's a lot of different layers in there. So that's what I'd love to see that open up more somehow. I don't know how, but but that would be kind of cool to be able to collaborate more on these with external parties.
Yeah. And I'm hopeful that the precedent for that is the recent ability to share
your call
meetings,
meeting stuff,
recordings and transcripts, right? Like
I said that to the calling team right away. I'm like, can I share this with somebody? I guess we'll work on it. On it.
And all this is like, if you can see it as like a collection of assets stored in HubSpot space, if they can share that asset, they can build the ability to share other assets. And as I was watching, like and as I've been developing my own stuff, like since November, right? There's always been, you get to those moments, it's like, man, these spots of HubSpot that can be clunky. Like, why won't you let me like minimize the left sidebar on a contact record? Right? Like you can because I just want to live in the middle column and that's where all the cool stuff is happening. So if I can collapse the right sidebar, why can't I collapse the left sidebar? And then we develop with AI and it's like, oh, wow, this is so easy. Like, why? I wonder why. As I saw that, it's like, oh, okay. They know how easy it is. They are figuring out ways to present it in the most crafted way, HubSpot can. And when you see all those slide ins, it's like, oh, I want to look at a deal. I want to add a deal. Like all of these mechanisms are available and easier than ever to develop, like in a silo in your own space. It's excited to see them, like when they position themselves as agentic customer platform, that's the kind of thing, that they're talking about, where it's humans and AI working together to do the thing. And it's literally whatever that thing is for a business related to managing relationships with other humans.
And
right?
And like when you said like it's easier than ever to ship these things, right? So, for smaller companies, right? It just lowered the effort bar and the cost, and it's like we can go do these things. For big companies, right? Like HubSpot, who have way more resources to throw at these, right? So just imagine like multi-billion-dollar company putting millions of dollars or billions of dollars towards these things. Imagine how much and how fast you could build, right? And it kind of, I think it flips it to be like, okay, well, yeah, we can do all this stuff, but should we? And if the answer is yes, we should, then it's like, okay, can the users handle the pace of that? Like, so there's got to be some prioritization in there and some thought behind how they roll it out to be like, well, yeah, we could ship 1,000 updates this month if we wanted to, maybe.
Right.
But it's like, then it just like everything gets kind of diluted a little bit and it's already hard to keep up with. So there's got to be some kind of a, conversation, I would assume, is being handled like for that.
I think that's why at the end of last year, like when the new product leader came in, the focus was, let's finish
what we started.
Finish a lot of these things that we've started, and people are, giving feedback like we're not there yet, and it's so it seems so small. Why haven't we done it yet? Let's do all those things, and they did. They ended up doing all those things, and now, like again, just like any other company, like the data model is like settling a little bit. Every object is starting to behave like every other object, all the assets, this kind of language stuff.
Views,
and that
all that.
allows for what we just saw in terms of, oh, I want to make a calendar right now. And I want to be able to use all of these objects and assets and data in the exact same way that if I want to, build a table, right? And now documents, like seeing that like additional nav where it's literally, for me, it's just like, all right, every software category, like in one space. Maybe, yeah. So I'm excited, and not like, Casey and I are thinking about like this show and like as an example of how to go like bigger and better, higher quality, get more people involved. And like, as I was seeing this yesterday, Casey, it's like we could run, I feel like we could run this whole thing like from something like that.
Well,
right?
like one thing, like when I'm watching this, I'm thinking similar to Zach, where I work like externally a lot. Like it's just, I mean, we're all consultants. Like we all work externally. And that's a big challenge I have personally, adapting software, like in general, like not just HubSpot, but like Chris, you and I talk a lot about Claude, and I have like 3 different Claude accounts and I have 4 different emails. And like, it's one of my biggest challenges is oftentimes you need all of it to be one place. And for me, it's just like, just not. And so listening to this, I'm kind of like trying to apply it to myself, and I am like broadly struggling. But then once I kind of locked into one of my clients specifically, I was like, wait, this would work great. Like the video helped because like they do a lot of webinars, and this person's in charge of this, and this person's in charge of this. And all of it gets built in HubSpot, but we're tracking it in Asana, and there's a Google connection, and like for it all just to like be built in HubSpot. So once I was able to kind of lock in on a client, and we've talked about this in other updates as well, we're in this like weird percentage of HubSpot users that work in multiple portals, which is not the majority, but like for the majority of HubSpot of people working in HubSpot, this I think is it's a great value add. And for marketing teams that are trying to do this in 4 different other platforms and bring them all together, period.
Yeah, like if I take my partner hat off and put like myself in a client's shoes, or if I look at this for other opportunities outside of like how do you manage client projects and interact with people externally, I think that's where I would spend my time. Is like I think there's a lot more opportunity to look at it that way for us right now than as a replacement for some of these other tools. It's just kind of like, how do I use it with versus in place of at this point.
Yes.
And really just learn about it. So like I might it's like we have clients who would be like, oh, like I have one in particular. They're like, yeah, we're all working on stuff. We don't have a great central. Oh, okay. This is a spot. This is something that we could use for you guys. And
then I ended up requesting it in my own portal, and I don't use my own portal very much at all. So like, I don't always opt into stuff in my portal because my portal just is this little like side quest. But I was once I started, like after I watched the video and started kind of thinking through it for clients, I then was able to think through it for myself. And like you're saying, Chris, like we could improve the output of the show through something like this. I have a bunch of half-baked white papers that probably shouldn't be white papers because white papers are not great anymore, but I half built them 5 years ago. But like that's the type of stuff that for me has just like sat somewhere and then like died. But something like this that can bring all of those pieces together could essentially breathe new life into some of that stuff.
Maybe
I don't know.
On my Hub Nuggets concept that I never really got going.
Yeah. Like
I mean, that's exactly it. I think like in so many organizations, like marketing gets in trouble because there's no project management infrastructure of the organization, right? So what does marketing do? They go and download or sign up for free to Asana or whatever. And it's just never the right solution because then you're one person. Like those project management apps are designed for teams to collaborate on projects and communicate with each other. So it's like the best you can do as an individual is like maybe set up some boards and just like help yourself a little bit. But then how far are we away from like Google Sheets and things like that? Because then we have to communicate with others in the organization still. And it just never has hit right. And when an organization doesn't have project management chops, it's really hard to get the right level of investment. Like if we get it even in CRM, but then you add project management to it, right? So I've been excited as projects and tasks have come in, but now like, and I think we're seeing with AI, the ability to create solutions for problems that are actually like better, like the fit. The
Mhm.
fit for the solution. Like the solution for most marketing teams, or like of one or two, has never been, let me go pay for a project management app to manage in association with my CRM and marketing tools and all these other things. It's just never been reasonable,
Mhm.
right? And now having it in the space where the work is done, it's
Mhm.
just going to be so powerful, and it's not going to feel like project management, right? Which I think is huge for most folks out there. I definitely don't want anything to do with project management, but I'm doing more project management than I've ever done in my life right now,
Mhm.
right? I asked Breeze, like I do, where we might leverage it. And again, like, can't say this enough. If you're not sure where or how or when, all I did is copy and paste the update into Breeze. And it ends with, if you want, I can also help you with either of these next. Summarize whether teamwork is worth pursuing for a value first team, or two, pull out the best likely use cases for your business from this update. Both, please. And I'm just gonna get this one working on the visual that I asked for. So pursue it as a strategic beta, especially because you want to centralize work inside HubSpot and reduce tool sprawl. Client onboarding campaign. I basically list like every possible business use case, I think, here. Campaign or content production orchestration, internal deal desk / service delivery coordination, show / content ops for recurring program. Although this is a secondary fit, I need to do some work on Breeze to understand, so it understands that recurring programming is a thing for me, and that should not be a secondary fit. Where I would not start, I love the fact that it's giving me this without me asking for it.
Can I also say how much I love the visuals? Just the color and the structure is just so much nicer than just a bunch of text.
Yep. Because this is like, again, almost every HubSpot practitioner ever. Oh my God, I want to do this. This will be so great for us. Oh, let me book some time with Zach over in sales. See if I can just say it in the right way, and maybe he'll get on board this time. Right? Now you can make these visuals like nothing to actually like set up that conversation better. Right? But even here, like where I would not start, and how often does this need to be, like when you're going into the conversation with Zach in sales, it's like, oh, by the way, we're not going to do these things because these things
Right.
would be crazy. Like I know a little bit about what we're trying to do here. I would not start with general personal to-do management. Every internal initiative, replacing all other project tools on day one. That would make the beta harder to evaluate. Instead, pick one repeatable CRM adjacent process where coordination pain is obvious. And then, of course, I always got to ask, can you make an engaging visual? And here we are.
Yeah, I mean, the best pilot approach, the client onboard, like I immediately thought about client onboarding and like that kind of delivery, like the handoff stuff. Those are the first two things that my brain went to for this. I'm like, okay, we just won a deal. Guess what happens next? Set up the new client in your accounting system, get your invoices fired, up,
And that gets so easy. That gets easier now because there is a projects object that comes out of the box with an onboarding pipeline, right? So again, that's where the data model underneath is everything. Like you wouldn't be able to do this in any kind of like organized or repeatable way if you didn't have a damn good data model like underneath you, right? So very cool to see this stuff coming out. And with that, we're going to wrap. I hope you enjoy the rest of your vacation that you've already started, Zach.
I hope the beer and the fireworks are successful.
Yep. As long as it's not too much of either one of those, right?
Yeah, the right balance.
Moderation of
balance.
the two, right? Yes.
Balance.
Right.
Key.
Yes.
All right, folks.
I plan on returning with all my fingers and toes on Monday. So everybody have a happy 4th and be safe. And looking forward to seeing you guys next week.
All right.
We'll see you next time.